Season of politics, politics and politics. No day passes by without political party issues making the headlines. Today is not an exception. A few days after protracted court cases, Kano APC chieftains meet to strengthen structures, while the People's Redemption Party has redeemed its pledge of getting a new chairman. And on land issues, the Surveyor General sends a note to federal government ministries, departments and agencies not to remember the office only on crisis situations, but the land titles must be properly documented. This is NTA News Panorama. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Ruth Aguele. Welcome. Before we begin, let's remind you that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live. And on YouTube channel, we are NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News. On Twitter, we are at NTA News Now. And on Instagram, you'll find us NTA Network for all the updates. A two-day strategic retreat and planning workshop of the ECOWAS Council of the Wise has opened in Lagos, with deliberations focusing on how to address a resurgence of military takeover while preventing new crises. Chairman of the Council and former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, who expresses concern over the spate of conflict situations in the sub-region, expressed confidence that the Council would leverage support from the ECOWAS Commission and authority of heads of state and government to devise ways of undertaking peace missions.
Us the opportunity to collectively review our mandates and develop a functional work plan for the remaining period that will serve the Commission. One of the key mediation organs of ECOWAS peace and security architecture, who have been handed the task of leading in peace efforts, preventive diplomacy, and initiatives that will promote democracy and good governance in our sub-region. We are all aware that the sub-region has faced considerable development that have continued to pass the challenge to the peace, security, and sustainable development in West Africa.
All right, let's turn to other issues. Abdulmajid Daudu from Kano State has emerged as national chairman of the late Professor Sule Bello faction of the People's Redemption Party at a national convention held in Abuja. A Falalu Bello-led national working committee of the party has, however, declared the convention illegal. Let's hear the details from Timothy Yusuf.
An 18-member National Working Committee of the People's Redemption Party, led by Abdulmajid Daudu, as well as state chairmen from the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, were elected by consensus at this factional national convention. Abdulmajid Daudu, prior to the convention, was factional interim national chairman of the PRP following the death of Professor Sule Bello last year.
We also succeeded in implementing the core PRP principles and ideology that has to do with building a solid political structure that is founded on politics of development.
The Falalu Bello-led National Working Committee had, before the National Convention, clarified that the PRP is not in factions, just as the National Secretary reacted to the purported National Convention.
Where are their membership cards? If there are members of PRP, then we will talk to ourselves. It will be an internal issue. I have never set my eye on Abdulmajid face to face. And may I add also that at no time has the National Working Committee of this party been dissolved.
They are also asking the election management body, INEC, and the law enforcement agencies to look into the development surrounding the party with a view towards amicable resolution. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has expressed optimism that the All Progressives Congress in Kano State will continue to remain united and stronger despite the recent leadership crisis. He was speaking at a stakeholders meeting convened to strengthen unity among members in the state. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
These are chairmen and secretaries of the All Progressives Congress APC from the 44 local government areas of Kano State. They are coming together, which was at the instance of Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, is to ensure the sustenance of peace and harmony among members following the Court of Appeal's validation of the State Congress that produced Abdullahi Abbas and other executives of the party. Governor Ganduje enjoined them to work towards strengthening unity and cohesion among members.
We know the court of law can never resolve political issues 100%. Therefore, it is our responsibility to invite our brothers and sisters to come together with us so that we build a much stronger political party in Kano State.
Kano State Chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Abbas, and other key stakeholders assured the governor of commitment to ensuring that the party maintain its relevance in Kano State. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Federal government ministries, departments and agencies have been advised to always furnish the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation with their land titles for proper documentation. Surveyor General of the Federation, Abdul Ganiyu Adeyemi, gave the advice at a media briefing in Abuja. Let's hear from Mia Ogidi.
A breathtaking green vegetation, laced with alluring aesthetics, Nigeria spanning 923,768 square kilometers from the Gulf of Guinea in the south to the Sahel in the north. The surveying documents of this country are housed here in Gariki, Abuja, the office of the Surveyor General of the Federation. From analog to digital, special drones now doing the mapping and for the printing, state-of-the-art equipment ready through private-public partnership.
You are supposed to have all the information that has to do with Nigeria here on the server.
Abdul Ganiyu Adeyemi, the new man on the job, is thinking new, thinking that comes with huge financial cost. The high-performance data center is just an example.
The center will cost nothing less than $1 billion to be fully operational, and I think the government is willing to do something about it. The management under my leadership is exploring various means within the law to ensure increased revenue generation for the office and the nation in general.
This is where all ministries, departments and agencies' land documents are statutorily expected to be. But remembering the office only when land disputes arise is quite frustrating, the Surveyor General lamented. It is a tasking job, and upgrading it to meet its national assignment is what before the new man on the job. Mia Ogede, NTA News.
Delta State may have been one of the most devastated states by 2020 floods, where several hectares of farmlands were washed away. However, the federal government agricultural inputs intervention has rekindled their hope in the agricultural production. Correspondent Eliasu Yakubu reports that farmers in Enugu State also benefited from the agric inputs intervention, which also resulted in bumper harvest.
The topography of Delta State, being surrounded by river, makes it prone to incessant flooding. The federal government agricultural inputs intervention came handy for the farmers in the state. They commended the federal government for the foresight to support farmers in such difficult times. However, they appealed to the government to include fishery and livestock in the next phase of the distribution.
The support they give to me helped me a lot. We, the Delta people, Oshumiri North, here, we appreciate, we say thank you very much, Mr. President.
In Delta, we are more into fish farming, livestock, poultry, and all that.
Similarly, farmers in Enugu State were not left out in the celebration of bumper harvest. They said the federal government agricultural input intervention is a commendable initiative.
We are so happy, honestly, because we have, as a matter of fact, lost hope about farming here.
I thank God, though. I thank them. I thank the federal government. Federal government try well for us, because all hope has been lost.
And all this effort is geared towards promoting food security in Nigeria.
The agricultural input intervention by the federal government is a deliberate attempt to avert food crisis following the 2020 flood disaster in the country. From Enugu, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Incessant fluctuations in the price of cooking gas and instability in supply are becoming the two leading issues of concern for home and industrial users of liquefied natural gas in Nigeria. Veronica Emmanuel here examines the causes and effects of this instability and the way forward.
It may be one of the quickest modes of cooking and arguably one of the fastest ways to get food from the kitchen to the table. But Philemon Yakubu understands too well that it doesn't happen that way all the time.
I need to go and fill the gas again.
An exhausted gas cylinder at the least expected time is a common occurrence for frequent users, as Chubuke Umunakwe, a businessman, would readily attest to. It would seem that for most users, quick cooking with the cleaner LNG comes with the pain of frequent refill. The price of refilling a gas cylinder depends on the size, and prices have fluctuated in recent times.
The price was a little bit higher. I bought about 28,700 as of last year.
But after a seemingly extended upward spike in prices, there has been a drop, with users now able to purchase a 12.5 kg cylinder for 7,500 naira against 8,500 naira that it was sold for 3 months ago.
I feel little happy, sure, but it's not that kind of enough happy, because the price you normally bought before is not what you bought it today. The price is still high.
I filled my gas today and I'm happy it went down, unlike before. Before it was pretty higher. So I have to fill it for 1.8 for half.
Price and frequency of usage are two critical factors always in the mind of the user. But more importantly, in the middle of those two elements is the consumer's appreciation that they are getting their money's worth at the gas refill depot. In some sense, Nigerians feel somewhat entitled to having cooking gas readily available at a far cheaper price. This is not unrelated to the fact that Nigeria is a gas-producing nation and has an enormous reserve of natural gas.
Liquefied gas offers clean energy, which is quick and efficient and has less destructive impact on the environment. But ensuring safety is another matter.
Cylinder is one of the most life-endangering products. The basic information you need to know about the cylinder is always there at the upper part of the cylinder. If you fill it with gas, confirm that there is no leakage, either from the regulator or the valve or anything, or any leakage around the cylinder. Find out from where it is leaking. The fact that it's even leaking means that it's dangerous for you to use in your home.
Hence the need for users to take precautionary measures. With increasing campaigns on safety, needs and precautions for users of cooking gas, attention will continue to focus for a long time on pricing and a time when Nigerians would access to a cheaper and affordable cooking gas. In Abuja, Veronica Emmanuel, NTA News.
The Board of Management Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission has urged the federal government to impress it on other stakeholders expected to fund activities of the commission through royalties and concessions to fulfill part of their obligation to enable hypertech deliver on its mandate. This was part of the major issues that dominated discussion as the Commission presented its scorecard in the last 1 year at its 5th Board of Councils meeting. Let's hear from Fatima Aliyu.
Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, HYPADEC, since its inaugural meeting in March last year, has impacted positively on the lives of people across the 6 benefiting states. The Commission has taken decisive steps in addressing challenges ranging from environmental degradation, potable water to provision of alternative power supply to boost socio-economic activities of the host communities.
We're hoping that in this present year, we should have more projects in the member states. And the projects are basically to improve the living standards of communities.
The Federal Ministry of Finance is trying to pay what is due to the Commission on the part of royalty and concession up to 2018. And from 2018 to date, we are expecting to be receiving 10% of the revenues generated by the GENCOs. So these sources of fundings are enormous, and they are the lifeline through which HYPADEC will be able to operate.
HYPADEC commences operation in March 2021, 11 years after the bill that established the Commission was passed into law. In Mina, Fatima Aliyu, NTA News.
You're watching Panorama. We'll go on a break. We're back shortly. Stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization effort within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back. Girl child education is one area requiring both local and global attention for improvement. While in Nigeria, government institutions and individuals play complementary roles in solving the societal challenge. Omenka Marachuku reports that a book titled It's My Life and I'm in Charge by Faisal Abdullahi Ahmed, presented to the public, is the latest in the series of efforts by individuals in drumming support towards empowerment of the girl child.
In most cases, some societal and cultural beliefs force some schoolgirls to low self-esteem, which consequently affects their academic performance. The author of the book, It Is My Life, I Am in Charge, is using the story of the major character in the book, Faiza Haruna, to depict a young and vibrant schoolgirl who stood up against all odds to change the narrative.
You find out there is challenges and there is solutions. This is what we do when we try to let our girl child, giving them the opportunity to study, to have the education, to have something to showcase to the world, to play a vital role to the community and to the country at large.
Habiba Adamu Abdullahi is the reviewer of the book.
It's not the commitment, it's not the choices that we make that makes us who we are, it's the commitment to the choices we make in life. So you know that life has its highs and lows, but at the same time, despite the predicament, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. So Faiza was an inspiration.
It's a modest contribution to history of children, like a poem, something like a prose. It's a book that is made for young at heart.
So many of their kinds. So we're encouraging young ladies who are coming on board, they should see the education as a way of life, because they have so many roles to play in the societies. When you look at the upbringing of a child, almost 75% lies on a woman.
group is emphasizing the need for all stakeholders to come together to support the girl-child education and address growing rates of out-of-school children in Nigeria. In Abuja, Umenka Marchuku, NTA News.
Katsina State Police Command has neutralized 2 suspected bandits and rescued 8 kidnapped victims after a gun duel at a village in Malufamshi local government area of the state. Addressing newsmen on the development, the command's public relations officer, Superintendent of Police Gambo Isa, said 4 of the rescued victims are nursing mothers. Awal Haliru will tell us now about it.
For some months now, activities of banditry and kidnapping are at lowest ebb in Katsina owing to the intensified efforts of the security operatives in the state. However, the police public relations officer of the Katsina Command, Superintendent Gamba Isa, says the suspected bandits were neutralized after kidnapping 4 nurse mothers from Gandin Karfi village of Malam Fashi local government area. Items recovered from the neutralized bandits include 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 boxer motorcycle, and rustled cattle.
They were on their way into the forest through Kankara local government area of the state. DPO Kankara was quickly alerted and detailed to block the hoodlums. He succeeded in doing that.
SP Gamba Isa explained that while the command is doing everything possible to reunite the rescued kidnapped victims with their families, security operatives are still on the trail of other suspected bandits who escaped into the forest with gunshots. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Gombe State has successfully trained 500 youths under the At-Risk Children program of the federal government. Emmanuel Aguele reports that the trained youths have been deployed to the 11 local government areas of the state to serve as security, traffic and environmental officers.
Hundreds of youths roam the streets, many of them becoming criminals and perpetrators of social vices. To eradicate such negative tendencies, Gombe State government keys into the At-Risk Children program and enrolled 500 young men and women and trained them to be productive members of the society.
GOSTEC is our own human-grown innovation aimed at harnessing the energies of our youth in building in line with our human capital development initiative.
This is really very, very encouraging.
The youths are thankful to the federal and state governments for the initiative for a better future.
The youth are out there without job, they have nothing to do, but with this initiative, I think he has done well, and we pray that God will grant him more wisdom so that he will uplift the youth of Gombe State.
It's a very good move from the governor of the state, because whenever you find out youths are out of school, have graduated from school and are not doing anything, it becomes a problem in the society.
Gombe State government intends to train 2,000 youths in batches of 500. In Gombe, Emmanuel Aguele, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has been commended for its various achievements and developmental initiatives over the years towards ensuring safety and sanity on Nigerian roads. Now, this formed part of the encomium showered on the FRSC as the Corps celebrates 34 years anniversary. Oyemi Ajayi reports that NTA was honored with corporate award for its long-time support to the Corps.
Celebration of good life. Celebration of good 34 years of impactful activities towards national development and safety on Nigerian roads. Established in 1988, the Federal Road Safety Corps saddled with the responsibility of reducing road crashes in Nigeria with 0 road crash targets.
There were times when Nigeria was considered one of the most dangerous countries in the world to drive a vehicle, hence the Corps was established. Today, to the glory of God, I'm happy to inform us that the Corps has been able to significantly scale down the number of road traffic crashes from 28,000 to 15 in 1987 to 13,027 as at 2021. This represents 54% reduction.
Marking the 34th year anniversary of the road safety consciousness in Nigeria, different organizations, individuals and stakeholders in the road transport industry were recognized and honored for their support and cooperation, including the Nigerian Television Authority. The Director General, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, himself received the corporate award. Your humble correspondent was also recognized as FRSC Media Personality.
So we have a responsibility in NTA to support the Federal Road Safety Corps. What we've been doing, we've been doing our work, and it is a great thing of joy to know that the little we are doing is appreciated, hence this award.
Their neatness is one thing that you cannot but appreciate. Both their vehicles, both the way they confront themselves.
I'm very excited because, we have been having commercial. But this man is a special man. Why? He always tries to protect life and property.
If you see the work the Federal Road Safety Corps is doing, it's reducing accident.
The Corps was advised not to relent on its oars and initiatives of making Nigerian roads safe with zero road crashes, and it maintains being the leading road safety agency in Nigeria.
Congratulations to the NTA family and the FRSC. That's Panorama. Thank you very much for your time. But before we go, you can catch all our news and programs broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and on YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News. On Twitter, you find us at NTA News Now. On Instagram, NTA Network. All right, remember, together we can win the war against rape and rapists. I'm Ruth Aguele. Bye.